Hey friends, how's it going? I wanted to show you the absolute disaster that my seed starting station is in because I need more room. This happened to me last year. Once I started up-potting things, I realized I didn't have enough room. So thankfully I have extra lights and I'm gonna have to figure something out. But this is the mess that I currently have going on. So here's all my flowers and herbs, and I need to finish my peppers. There are some of my peppers that are sad and wilted because I put them in cold potting mix that I didn't let warm up long enough. Here's my tomatoes. I need to fill in that space with some peppers. And then here are all my smaller tomatoes. And then I tried to push over the lights over here so that I could like fit another few plants here. Oh man, I did this last year too, where I just like, I fit everything in my seed starting setup perfectly until I had to put them in bigger things. And it's cold outside. And I think I killed some of my plants and I'm a little bit sad about it. I'll show you guys at some point this week. I should probably show you guys what this looks like after I clean it up and it looks better, but you know, sometimes you just gotta get inventive. Hi guys, how's it going? So I'm standing inside before I take you outside because we've got about 6 inches of snow. It's about -4 degrees wind chill right now, and our pipes are frozen in the house. So yeah, this is really wild. Thank goodness I still have a little bit of cold weather gear from when I lived in Ohio. I lived in Ohio for about 10 years, so the winter is not something that scares me. However, it is something that when you're living in a city like Austin, Texas, where you're very much in the South, there's just no infrastructure. So we don't have salt, we don't have snow plows. People don't even have snow shovels. We don't have a snow shovel. So yeah, it's been a wild ride. There's a ton of people without power right now. A lot of the freeways are closed. So yeah, with all that being said, let's go look at the garden. This is it. There's the very top of my sign that says Brooks Garden. You can't even see the beds. That's where the beds normally are. There's a grow bag. The snow drifts are pretty intense. Like, this is where we're at. And that's the garlic. So not sure if it's gonna survive. And you can only see the very tippy tops of the onions. So not sure those are gonna survive either. I'm pretty sure all of the flowers and sugar snap peas that are under there are dead. And yeah, this is what we got. This is wild. This is so wild. I have collectively lived in Texas about 7 years of my life. Never seen anything like this. People are not prepared for it. Houses are not built for this. Insulation is not built for this. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day. The crazy thing, if it's not crazy enough, is that a week from today, like a week from right now, it's going to be almost 70 degrees. So we're going from a wind chill of -10, that's how low it got last night, to a high of 70 degrees. So within 7 days, we're gonna have an 80-degree swing. One thing I did cover were my strawberries. So a lot of people told me my strawberries were gonna be fine. I got pretty worried about them, I'm not gonna lie, because they're just not used to this kind of weather. So I have no clue if they're gonna make it. I sure as heck hope so. I think they're gonna be okay. They're pretty much covered. And this is just an old sheet that I had. I did not cover my garlic or onions because I just didn't think I needed to. we'll see if that was like an absolutely fatal mistake. Because even though like a lot of root vegetables can survive this kind of stuff, our plants just aren't used to this at all. This is definitely a huge cold snap, and plants don't do well with weather that they're not accustomed to. So if you live up north and it gradually gets colder and they're dealing with colder and colder temps, that's a different story than when literally a week ago it was 80 degrees here. Over there are where all of my tulips are. I did cover them with a blanket, so one can only hope that things survive. We will see, guys. We will see. I hope our water turns back on. Oh, we should have dripped the faucets. Both my partner and I lived in the Midwest. He was raised in the Midwest. I lived there for long enough to know better. But houses just are built very differently in the Midwest. So I will show you guys how everything's looking here in probably tomorrow. I'll know what made it and what didn't. So until then. Hey guys, so day 2 of snowpocalypse over here in Texas. This is not as gardening related, but I feel really heavy right now. We're currently trying to quite literally rescue some friends who haven't had power since Sunday night, and their home, inside their home, is reaching freezing temperatures, quite literally. There's so many people in Austin without power right now, and the fact that our pipes are frozen seems like small fish to fry, you know? So the situation in Texas right now is dire. The fact that my partner went out to drive to rescue our friends like a mile away is giving me so much anxiety. And so anybody that lives up north that's just saying, oh, it's a little bit of snow, oh, it's a little bit of cold, we deal with this all the time. I get it. The South is not prepared to deal with these things, quite literally via infrastructure, and it becomes dangerous. There's so many people in Austin right now and all over Texas who have had to leave their homes because of what's going on. So apart from gardening and all of that stuff, there's just, it's really upsetting, and I don't really know how to talk about that without, you know, or how to record this part of my life without telling you about that. The only thing I have to tell you about what I did today is I had to water my seedlings. And so I'm literally filling up buckets and bowls of snow, letting it melt, and then watering my seedlings. So if you don't get an update from me for a couple days, it's because we are rescuing our friends and their dogs who have to come here to like survive. And I'm not being dramatic. People could potentially be getting hypothermia in their houses because temperatures inside their house are reaching below freezing temps. Houses are not built with the insulation to deal with this kind of stuff in this part of the country. So, not my cheeriest update in the world. I'm sorry. I made this channel to record the real happenings of my garden, and yes, this partly has to do with my garden and the fact that probably everything is dead. But also this is just a little bit of real life, so stay safe out there wherever you are, and I'll keep you updated in a couple days. Oh, all right, y'all. It is day 3 of Snowmageddon. The update for today is we got our water running again for like 4 hours. Our pipes unfroze, super exciting. But then they're having water supply issues. People got put under a water boil notice, and then at some point our water just stopped running through the faucets. And again, we're like 99% sure that this is not due to our pipes being frozen, but you know, there's no way to know at this point. I barely slept last night because I just felt like the pipes were gonna burst this morning. We had no busted pipes. Don't know how that happened. And now they're actually at a point where they're doing rolling blackouts. So there were some people in Texas, like the friends that have been staying with us, who literally have not had power in their homes in sub-zero temperatures since like Monday morning at 2 a.m. So yeah, we got everybody here yesterday, got everybody fed. Thank God I cook for an army and freeze things because I have had enough food for everyone. They all went out to a grocery store to see if they could pick up a couple of things, and the people that were staying at our house, their power got turned back on and their house has been heating up for the last few hours, and so they will be going home tonight. It's crazy out there, guys. So the only thing we're missing right now is our running water. But I've said this a couple of times, like, we are so much better off than so many people in Texas right now. And I almost have like this weird guilt that I know I shouldn't have. But I just feel for so many people. I mean, there's literally people freezing to death inside their homes, or they're trying to heat up their cars and getting carbon monoxide poisoning. They're starting fires in their homes. Like, yes, I know it's hard to hear and I know it's really sad. This is just the reality of where we're at. So in terms of the garden, the snow is not completely thawed yet, but it's starting to thaw. I'll take you outside real quick. So you guys want to come outside? These are a few of our guest dogs. So things are melting. I'm not sure that my strawberries made it, to be honest. Some of them are looking okay, and some of them are looking a little rough. Guest dog. There is a blanket under the tulips. But like, this is my citronella plant. So you can see the very tops of the garlic. Ooh, it is cold out here. Alright, well, I think this vlog is going to be pretty short this week, and I'm not sure that I actually, oh, here's a plant. I can show you a plant. Yeah, it's snowing again, so that's great. We lost water again. We had water for a hot minute, enough to get everybody showered and, you know, fill up some clean drinking water vessels. And then the water started about midnight, and so we were dripping our faucets so our faucets didn't burst, and then the water stopped at some point this morning. We've heard a lot of different things about, you know, the fact that the water treatment plant got their power turned off. we have heard all kinds of things. I have been melting snow to water my seedlings. I've been leaving my lights, my grow lights on for about half the time that I normally do to try and conserve power. And my grow lights are LEDs, so they don't take that much power anyway, but we're just trying to conserve as much power as we can. And I've barely been able to work for 3 days. It's been a wild few days. It really has. I would be really surprised if my onions and my garlic and my strawberries made it. Gardening related. Although I finally just broke down and cried last night about everything that's been going on, because this is kind of garden related, I guess. Our community garden that I've showed you guys plenty of times, that community garden is on a piece of land that's right in front of a building that's called the RBJ. And the RBJ houses low income seniors, and a lot of them are disabled. And most of them get free plots at the community garden because, and they grow food there, and it gives them exercise. And so like, I know a lot of these people, a lot of them are non-English speakers, you know, speaking Spanish and Mandarin, and they're really a very tight-knit group of individuals. And I was sent an article last night and photos showing them being evacuated by the fire department 2 days after not having power. So a whole building of low income, elderly, minority people went 2 days in sub-zero temps without power. And the woman quoted in the article is somebody that I know very well. And I just cried, because I know these people. And for you guys watching, you know, you might not know somebody in Texas, you might not know somebody who's been through something like this. Our experience with this has been 1,000 times better than 40% of Texas who completely lost power. We have had power most of the time. We did lose power like on and off yesterday. We've had our heat. We haven't necessarily had water, like running water, but we've had plenty of clean water to drink. And so that just really got to me. When institutions fail to the point of failing the most vulnerable populations, it can't not rip your heart out. And I'm sorry that this week's vlog has not really been about gardening. I've tried to sprinkle it in here and there. I promised myself at the beginning of this year that I would document every single week and things that were happening in the garden. And well, yes, there was some garden stuff here in this vlog. Really, this kind of took over our lives in terms of, you know, just surviving, like drinking water, making sure we had enough food, taking care of our friends who needed help. It's been a lot. So I really hate to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. We were supposed to thaw out today, and I was gonna show you guys what made it and what didn't. That did not happen. Instead, we're getting more snow. So if you want to see what survived and kind of how we move forward from this, then join in for next week's vlog. Hopefully there's a lot more cheer accompanied with it, but we will just have to see. And if you can donate any amount of money, there are going to be some charities that I'm going to leave down in the description. These are vetted charities, so do whatever you can, and I really appreciate you joining me on this journey. So I'll see you next week. Happy gardening.